Hello and welcome to CKE 10,001's gaming channel. In this video, we'll be looking at my Weiss Schwarz Bang Dream Arisa deck profile. This deck build runs 15 level 0s, 14 level 1s, 4 level 2s, 9 level 3s, and 8 climax cards. So the first card we're going to take a look at is the level 0, Make the World Smile. Kokoro Tsuramaki. I'm running this card at 4 copies. It has continuous. If the number of cards in your stock is 2 or less, this card gets plus 1500 power, so it's a 004k beater. Then I'm running 4 copies of Happy Halloween Arisa. It has one effect. When this card is placed on stage from hand, you can discard a bonsai character. If you do, choose up to one card named That Irritating Girl in your waiting room, return it to hand, and choose one of your other music characters, and that character gets plus 1000 power until the end of turn. So you use it to get the Irritating Girl event. Then I'm running 3 copies of the Brainstormer Way Home Arisa. It has 2 effects. The first is auto. At the beginning of your climax phase, you can put the top card of your deck into your waiting room. If that is a climax, all your characters get plus 500 power until an opponent's next turn. And then the second effect is activate Brainstorm, pay 1, rest 2 of your characters, reveal 4 cards on top of your deck, and then for each climax revealed, you can search your deck for up to 1 music character and add it to your hand. And then I'm running 2 copies of Lunch Break Tae. It has 2 effects. The first is continuous assist. All your characters in front of this card gets plus 500 power. And the second effect is when another of your characters is put into the waiting room from stage, if this card is on your backstage, you can put this card into your waiting room. If you do, return that character back to the same stage position. So it's a bad boy effect. Then I'm running 2 copies of the Invincible Hero Kokoro Tsuramaki. It has 2 effects. The first is continuous. If the card's in the middle position in your center stage, it gets plus 1 soul. And the second effect is on play, pay 1, discard a card. If you do, search your deck for a music character. Then I'm running 3 copies of the Yukina backup, 102k backup. And then I'm running 4 copies of Bonsai Girl Arisa. It has 1 effect, auto climax combo. When this card's battle opponent becomes reverse, if a card named Arisa selling off Tonigawa is in your climax area, search your deck for up to 1 card named That Irritating Girl, reveal it to your opponent, put it into your hand, shuffle your deck, and put up to 1 card from the top of your deck into your stock. And then That Irritating Girl event card is this card. It is if the number of music characters you have is 2 or less, this card cannot be played from hand. You can choose up to 1 of your music characters and in your waiting room and put it into your stock, and then you can choose 1 of your characters, and that character gets the following ability until end turn. When this card attacks, reveal the top card of your deck. If that card is a music character, put it into your hand. So this card not only gets you plus 1 stock, it also can replace itself if you're lucky. And then I'm running 3 copies of First Live Arisa. It has 2 effects. Continuous. If the number of other music characters you have is 2 or less, this card cannot be played from your hand. Second effect, when this card becomes reverse, put it at the bottom of your deck. And then I'm running 3 copies of On Stage Arisa Ichigaya. This card has 2 effects. The first is when this card is frontal attacked, you can pay 1 stock, put this card in your waiting room. If you do, choose up to 1 card named Swimsuit Arisa in your hand and put it on the stage position that this card was on as the defend character. You change into that level 3 card I'm pointing at right here. And the second effect is Auto Resonate. At the beginning of your climax phase, you can pay the cost. Reveal a Swimsuit Arisa. If you do, until turn, this card's soul does not decrease by side attacking. And then I'm running 1 copy of Club Show Arisa. When you use cards backup, you can pay 2 stock. If you do, return all cards in your waiting room to your deck and shuffle. And then I'm running 4 copies of Swimsuit Arisa. It has 3 effects. The first is continuous. This card gives plus 500 power for each of your other music characters. The second effect is when the card is placed on stage from your hand, you can heal 1 damage. And then third effect is during this card's battle, when the damage you receive is not canceled, you may pay the cost. Pay 2 stock, put 1 card from your hand in your waiting room. If you do, deal the same damage to your opponent. So it has a reflect type of effect. Then I'm running 4 copies of the Soul Wall Arisa. It has 3 effects. First is if the number of climax cards in your waiting room is less, this gets minus 1 on your hand, so you can early play it. Second effect is if the card's in your center stage, all your music characters get plus 500 power, so it powers itself too. And third is the climax combo. When this card attacks, if a card named Under the Blossoming Sakura is in your climax area and the number of other music characters has 4 more, until under your opponent's Next turn, this card gets plus 1,000 power and the following ability. At the beginning of your opponent's attack phase, you can choose up to 2 of your opponent's characters, and those characters get -1 soul until end of turn. So ideally, you like to have 3 copies of this card in the front. So you can choose 2 characters, -1 soul for each of these, and then in total, you'll be minusing 6 soul. And then I'm running 1 copy of Arisa Ichigaya as 3 effects. The first is continuous. All your other music characters get plus 15 power. Second effect is when this card is placed on stage from your hand, you can rest one of your standing characters. If you do, your opponent chooses a climax card in your opponent's wave room. Return all cards except for that climax card. And then the third effect I don't use. And then I'm running 4 copies of the Under the Blossoming Sakura, which is for your level 3 combo. And then I'm running 4 copies of Selling Off Tonegawa, which is your level 1 combo. For this climax, you choose 2 of your characters, and they get plus 2k and 1 soul. And thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Check EncoreDecks.com and the link in the description below to see a deck overview.